So, in my last video, we talked about the NFL draft and what some teams did that were really good, really questionable, and pretty bad. Just basically winners, losers, and big question marks. And one of the more question mark teams were the Arizona Cardinals. Now, I believe that the Arizona Cardinals are pretty much this is their make it or break it year. And we're going to break that down today. What I mean by them having an insurance plan when they traded back for that first round pick for next year and things like that. So let's get straight into the video. Okay, so taking it back to the drive when Adam Schefter first announced the trade that the Houston Texans were going third overall, the Cardinals were getting the 12th overall pick and the 33rd overall pick, which is a second pick because there is no 32nd pick because the Miami Dolphins have a first round pick. Okay, whatever. While the Houston Texans were getting the third overall pick, it sounded like a big scam because why are you trading back to the 12th overall pick just to get another second round pick? That just doesn't make any sense to us. And then what happened was the actual trade details came out, and then the Cardinals were getting next year's first round pick and the third round pick, and then the Houston Texans were getting the 105th pick, which is a fourth rounder. And quite honestly, that makes a lot more sense than them just trading back to the 12th overall and getting a really early second round pick, especially when you have Jalen Carter, Tyree Wilson, and all these other players to your disposal that can change your defensive line, which they sort of need because J.J. Watt is gone. He did retire, and you do need a pass rusher, edge rusher to really help out this D line with his absence now. And then obviously they traded back up to the 6th overall pick with the Detroit Lions, giving away that Houston Texans 12th overall pick and then the Houston Texans second round pick. And that was really smart because they did not give up that first round pick for next year. And I think that's their insurance plan, like I said, because we're going to talk about this in the video, but that first round pick, it can be a top 10 pick next year. And I really like that because if the Houston Texans again do bad, the Arizona Cardinals is essentially pulling what the Eagles did last year with the Saints, where the Saints wanted to get back in the first round and they traded away this year's first round pick, and then that's how the Eagles got Jalen Carter in the top 10. And pretty much I think the Arizona Cardinals, this is their make it or break it year. As we know, the Arizona Cardinals, they are an 8, 9, 10, maybe an 11 win team when this team is healthy, when the defense is clicking and balling out, when Kyler Murray is making some great plays to D-Hop. They are a phenomenal roster, a phenomenal team. But injuries, the culture, and a lot more other things really hurt this team in so many different ways that they got the 3rd overall pick last year. Obviously, injuries, like I said, team culture, and just all kinds of things really messed up this team. And I think going into 2023, the Arizona Cardinals are at a crossway because if they can make a deep playoff run, they'll have that first round pick from the Texans. They can use that. They can trade it for some more assets, or they can use that to get a Marvin Harrison Jr. next year, or they can do something crazy with that first round pick. Or if they fumble, and if the Texans fumble also, these two first round picks can be top 10 picks, top 5 picks, and they have 2 franchise cornerstone players they can get next year. And what's crazy is that during free agency, they really let go of a lot of miscellaneous pieces and brought in replacements for these miscellaneous pieces. They did bring in Zach Pascal and Kaiser White. Obviously, both of these guys are on the Super Bowl Eagles team. That can be sort of a culture thing. Just want to bring some wing to the locker room and things like that. But besides that, they really did not bring in anybody that's too strong. But they did let go of a lot of players. Obviously, one of them being Byron Murphy. He goes to the Vikings. J.J. Watt, he retired. Rodney Hudson, he's getting older. Let go of Marcus Golden, a really solid outside linebacker. And it's just I think again this year is a make it or break it season, and it's looking like it's going to be a break it season, honestly, because again they did not add anybody to really turn this roster around. And D-Hop, he sort of wants out. Buda Baker is just he's tired of losing. Kyler Murray, can he really be a serious football player? That's always been like a knock on his game is, is he really serious about winning football games and things like that. And them adding Paris Johnson, yes, it is a good long term draft pick, but is it a win now draft pick? And I say no. I don't think linemen are really win now players. I think they'll be win now players if we had a really great roster that needed a offensive lineman to help them run the ball or to protect the quarterback. But as of 2023, is Paris Johnson going to make a big difference for this roster? I think no. Obviously, they still need a running back. Obviously, they need that secondary player like a Jalen Ramsey or some sort of shutdown corner on their roster. They need a new star pass rusher because J.J. Watt, he's gone. He had the most sacks by far with 12.5 sacks, and the second guy was Zach Allen with just 5.5 sacks. That's a big gap from 12.5 to 5.5. 7 sacks difference. And although they were a solid above average defensive line, JJ Watt was a massive part of that. Isaiah Simmons, I'm not fully 100% believe in him. I made a video obviously saying that they should let go of him. I think it was time to move on, but obviously they thought not. Last year, Marco Wilson, he led the team in interception with just 3. Buda Baker and Simmons had 2. And I think Marco Wilson, he even left the team. Or, no, he did. I'm sorry. He didn't leave the team. Sorry. But it's just this roster, it has a lot of holes in it. And I think next year that first round pick is their insurance plan to say, you know what, this didn't work out. Let's blow it up. Let's get some a new foundation, a new sense of direction. But the thing is, I'm not perfect, and I don't watch the Cardinals every week, every day. I don't really pay attention to the roster. I don't know if there's some young players that are grinding behind the scenes, and fans are seeing flashes and are saying, give this guy, or maybe even coaches saying, give this guy a full-time role or a bigger role next year, and let's see what he can do in a full 17-game season or things like that. Maybe they don't want to add to the D-line because they think what they have now is like a tryout year, or I don't know. Maybe there's something that I'm not seeing within his roster. I think Rondale Moore, I think he is still developing. I think this year is his breakout year. Those are one of my breakout players. I think Rondale Moore can break out this year. Obviously, D-Hop and Hollywood Brown are not going to be there forever. I think Kyler Murray, if he takes his game seriously, I think he can be a phenomenal quarterback. I think if the Cardinals add a running back, a Leonard Fournette, just somebody who's on the winning culture, has won a Super Bowl, been to the AFC Championship game, been to the NFC Championship game once or twice, something like that. Just somebody that can really help the room, help the culture in the locker room. Because again, the talent is there with Kyler Murray, with D-Hop, with Hollywood, Buda Baker, and all that. It's just the miscellaneous pieces and just the culture in the locker room, things like that. And part of it was Cliff Kingsbury. I'm glad they got rid of Cliff Kingsbury. Let's see what this new coach does. If he's a really good coach, can he turn it around? Can he help the Cardinals get back on track? And if not, then it's just time to blow it up and see what they can do long term. But those are just my thoughts, man. I just wanted to make this video on the Cardinals. I haven't really talked about the Cardinals before on this channel, and I just want to talk about them. But hey, if you like this content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. More content is coming out real soon, and I'm out, man. Peace.